fans' view, Jesus, there's a lot of transfer talk happening today, isn't there? Just when you think it's going to be a quiet day before we head to Hampden for the Scottish Cup, and what have Celtic done? Oof, what have Celtic done? They've set the stage for the party. Yes, that picture was sent to me earlier on today. Celtic have set a stage and a big screen. Now, is it to get fans watching the big screen? No, it's not. It's on the hope that we win the treble. And if we don't win the treble, the team will still head back to Celtic Park to celebrate what's been an absolutely fantastic season. And the fact that Kieran Tierney is the stage set for Celtic to announce the homecoming of Kieran Tierney tomorrow afternoon after the game. Yes, Kieran Tierney will be at the game. It's been widely spoke about in the media that Kieran Tierney will be in attendance at Hampden Park as Celtic take on Aberdeen in the Scottish Cup. There's loads of outlets are talking about it. The 27-year-old has signed a pre-contract agreement with Celtic to come home this summer. His career with Arsenal finishes up on Sunday, but he's coming up to Celtic Park to be one of us. Yes, to be just like me and you and support the Celtic too. He's coming home. Yep. And will it be the day that Brendan Rodgers and Celtic will announce him, or will he just be kept in the background? And it's obviously Celtic have invited him up and get him on. Is it the homecoming king? There's loads of transfer speculation about. I just noticed that. I never changed that text, did I? Every time, but never mind. But yeah, it is a massive summer for Celtic. Celtic have been linked again today with Evan Ferguson. Evan Ferguson, a young lad down in Brighton, I believe. And obviously with Jeremy Frimpong getting ready to join his new club. There's also been talk of Matt O'Reilly leaving the club that we sold him to a year ago. He could be on the move to Italy. Matt O'Reilly could be on the move to Italy, and Celtic have a 10% clause. They have a 30%. Celtic are in the money. It's boom, 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 boom. They're like this season, aren't they? It's a money making machine. It's the rest of the Scottish football is going, what hope do we have? Celtic are set to make money from the 40 million release clause in Jeremy Frimpong's contract. They're also they've got a 30% sell-on for that. They've also got a 10% sell-on clause for Matt O'Reilly, and it looks like that he could be on the move this summer. Roma are interested, and it looks like they're preparing to put in a bid for the Danish internationalist who left Celtic last year for 25 million. But that deal, it was 25 million plus add-on clauses to the 30 million. So it was a £30 million deal. So I wonder how that will impact the deal in total. Will there be, or is it just the fact that Celtic will get the 10%? Even though if we do get the 10%, it's even more money coming in to Celtic. And who's going to complain about that this summer? Keep the players that we've got. Great news, Baz. Here we are, plus news of Brendan signing contract extension. Taylor signs a new deal to add to the treble tomorrow. I don't think that those announcements will be made tomorrow. We're all expecting Greg Taylor, so Peter Larkin, I think that's wishful thinking on your half. We're all expecting Greg Taylor to leave. I'd be surprised if Brighton sell Matt. Can't see it. It's 25 million, and the fact that he's been injured for so long, if they come in with the offer, do you know what English football's like, mate? If money talks in that league, and if they can see a quick turnaround, and especially if they're going to make a profit, because who's to say that the Italians aren't going to come in with a £30 million offer for Matt O'Reilly? They're not going to come in with an offer that's less than 25 million, are they? So it'll be interesting to see if Brighton do make a profit, and if they do make a profit, it's quids in for Celtic. Anyway, the fact that Celtic have set the stage, yes, they've set the stage at Celtic Park. preempting the party tomorrow afternoon. And I've got to say, that's a massive screen. That is a massive screen, so they must be expecting everyone at Hampden to head back to Celtic Park tomorrow. And you've got to remember, it was back in, I think it was 2018, when we did the open top bus back to Celtic Park. And maybe that should be something that Celtic think about for the future. Should we be thinking about open top buses back to Celtic Park if we get to the final at Hampden? But obviously it's a different competition to winning the SPFL trophy. So with that being said, the interesting one for me, all the news that was kicking around today, is obviously the Evan Ferguson one. He's only started 3 games for both Brighton and West Ham this season, and he's getting banned about as a player that could potentially be on his way to Celtic. But we'll wait and see. Celtic have also been linked with a £10.7 million signing, another £10 million signing this summer. Another French player, not the 6'7" player that we've been mentioned. There seems to be a lot of names starting to fly about, so I'm glad that the transfer activity and speculation is starting to ramp up with Celtic. But Herbier of Nuts has been linked with Celtic, but they're wanting a mega 10.7 million. That's easy money to Celtic, especially with the money that were made from Jeremy Frimpong this summer. The money that could potentially come in from the sell on of other players. But have Celtic jumped the gun? Let's be perfectly honest. Have Celtic jumped the gun in putting up this massive screen outside Celtic Park and the stage? And I think no matter what happens tomorrow, I think that Celtic would still be coming back to the stadium after the game to talk to the fans, because Brendan Rodgers didn't have the opportunity to speak to the fans directly outside the stadium after winning the league, although he did speak to over the tannoy at the game. But it's not the same as speaking to the fans outside the stadium, is it? And Brendan Rodgers did say before to the non-believers, come back and see me at the end of May, and that was last season. This season he's on the cusp of winning a treble. An absolute treble. Loads of news about Kieran Tierney. The fact that he's going to be in Glasgow tomorrow. There's also loads of news about the Arne Engels story. That one doesn't seem to be going away, but Arne Engels is going nowhere. Celtic would be absolutely crazy to sell Arne Engels. It would take a huge chunk of cash. There is a couple of people trying to say that they've got updated stories, but it's not. It's just a regurgitation of the fact that even Arne Engels says that, look, I'm going nowhere. Yeah, there's nothing in those whatsoever. So tell me, Ian Aberdeen, holy shit. Holy mother of God. Ian Aberdeen has just wow. Thank you, Ian. That's I'm lost for words. I don't think that I've ever had £100 donated through the super chat. Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. Jesus, that brought the emotions out of me, didn't it? Ian Aberdeen's just put £100 super chat. All the best for a wonderful welcoming channel and fan base. Can't wish you well enough for tomorrow though. Lol. Thanks for the laughs and the good times on here. See you next season. Thank you, Ian. A £100 super chat. That is just unbelievable. Even though Google takes their 30%, it's unbelievable. Thank you, mate, so much, honestly. Holy fuck. Anyway, how do you follow that up? How do you how do you follow that up? How did composure? Oh my God! Yeah, this is here's to you, Ian. Absolutely unbelievable. Jesus God. Ian's definitely one of us. His family is all Celtic connections, so it's good. And that totally threw me. That totally completely threw me. I've lost where I was now. Everything's just went out the window. I'm lost. Get your shit together, Baz. It's not every day that somebody pays that gives you a £100 super chat live on air. Holy mother fucking Christ. Getting on the show. No, you wouldn't want to be on the show. It's cool, Ian. It is cool. It's funny because you stay in a part of the world where a very good friend of mine stays, and he is a St Mirren supporter. You may know him. He does a lot of YouTube and Tenerife and stuff. But that's unbelievable. Thank you for that again. And yeah, right, try and get on with it. Do miracles happen? Do miracles happen? And can Aberdeen stop the almighty Celtic? Maybe that's what Ian Aberdeen's trying to do. He's trying to bribe me to get Celtic not to turn up tomorrow. Take more than that. But do miracles happen for Aberdeen? Obviously the game kicks off at Hampden Park tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock. Celtic Park time, 24th of May. You can watch it. You can watch it on BBC One Scotland. You can listen live on BBC Radio Scotland, and you can get it on that. Aberdeen are looking to upset the odds. The Dodds. I can't even speak now. Aberdeen are currently 6-1 to win the game. That can't be right. Who wrote this? I can't even speak now. Aberdeen have been on the back of some hidings from Celtic over the last season. Beat 5-1, 5-1 and 1-0 and then 6-0. It will take... I still don't believe that it's going to be a complete riot tomorrow. I think that Aberdeen will give us a run for our money. When you beat teams like that on such an... I think that I fucking lost it. I don't know. Oh Jesus! 2012 was a big miracle. Yeah, they managed to survive. Dundee United in 1994 was a little miracle. Wish I could have thought to your players to mess with their heads. Well, you've done mine. Sorry, Ian, but 5-1 Celtic, says Dave Hislop. Lanky says, put your teeth in. I know, mate. It's not every day that somebody gives you £100 super chat. That's more than the channel makes in a day. That's the honesty. It's more than the channel makes in a day. So thank you, Ian, for that. That's absolutely unbelievable. Wait till I tell the missus. She'll be like, what? But anyway, we turn up with Wince's Square Sausage Mick. I don't think we'll hammer them, but we'll make like some fans think. Lanky reckons that Celtic will rattle Aberdeen 8-1. I'm not too sure. I still think it's going to be a tight game, and have Celtic ultimately, by putting such a massive stage outside Celtic Park. I mean, that's bigger than anything that we've done before outside the stadium. It's obviously to make sure that a lot of the fans get to see what's going on. Will Celtic have a trick up their sleeve? Will it be the day, like someone just said, will it be the day that Celtic announce Brendan Rodgers on a new contract? DJ Singy reckons it'll be 4-0. Will it be the day that Celtic announce Kieran Tierney as the homecoming king? No, that would take the shine, and that would be unfair to the current set of players. Kieran Tierney will have his day, and he will have his limelight, and everything that comes with coming back to Celtic. But you don't know, it's the way that Celtic, when we do it, aren't they? It's like let's get the let's roll the team out for doing the treble, and let's have Brendan Rodgers talking about the achievements of this season. And then you know what Brendan Rodgers will do? It'll be like, go away, have our summer. But then it starts again. And with it starting again, there's going to be new players. And that sets the stage for the new player to come back. It's not a new player, it's an old player, but it's the returning of Kieran Tierney. And then Brendan Rodgers tells the fan base that there's Kieran Tierney standing in the wings, and he walks onto the stage, and the crowd go absolutely fucking mental, absolutely bonkers, and just sends the crowd absolutely in hysteria. Avdon McGregor to score first got 18-1. That's not a bad scoreline. If you notice the picture, actually, I'm going to get that picture on screen, because the picture that I put up for the thumbnail, you see McGregor in the background, and you've got to remember at that time, McGregor wasn't the big player in the team. Jamesy Forrest was a big player. Kieran Tierney was a big player. Where is it? And you see a young Callum McGregor in the back of this picture, and it shows you how things have changed at Celtic. There's Mikael Lustig. James Forrest, Kieran Tierney, and right in the middle of the two of them, a very young-looking Callum McGregor. And how times have changed, that now James Forrest is the elder statesman of Celtic. Callum McGregor is the captain, the man that drives the team forward, the man that is in control of so much of our play. And then when you see a very young Callum McGregor in there, it's unbelievable to think that Kieran Tierney is coming home, and it is that stage set for a lot of big announcements tomorrow. So to set the fans off into a summer of believing that anything is possible next season, of believing that Brendan Rodgers, could it be that Celtic announced tomorrow that Brendan Rodgers signs a new deal at Celtic? Are Celtic that set on dominating the media in Scotland, not only by winning the treble, but giving them so much headlines for days and days and days and days to come? Or will they drag it out over the summer? And maybe this is the announcement that Celtic will do tomorrow. Will they do that after the game? There's Brendan Rodgers just signed a brand new deal to stay at Celtic for a further 2 seasons. Now go on holiday, don't think about speculation, enjoy your break, and let's come back and do it again with this man, Kieran fucking Tierney. Oh man. And then you wake up and it's Sunday and you've all got a stinking hangover. That's the reality of the situation. Half time, get Tierney on. Done 3-0 McGregor. Lanky, that result means nothing. Can see us losing an early goal but fight back to win 4-1, says your boy Martin. I'm not too sure. I think Aberdeen will score, and I think there's going to be a tighter game. I'm still looking at that. Unbelievable. I need to take a screenshot of that. It's just absolutely bonkers, man. So I could thank Ian on the community tab. Unbelievable. What a man Ian Aberdeen is. He's enjoyed some fantastic times with us over the course of the season, taking the pure mince, why is it not going away now? Taking the pure mince out of the Sev Koreans, and that laughter will go into next season. Let's get some comments. Don't booze, don't have a hangover, problem solved. Yeah, let's try and tell that to the Celtic fans tomorrow. I hate that we've set the stage up, it's so arrogant. Is it arrogant though, Square Sausage Mick, or is it the fact that no matter if we win or lose tomorrow, Celtic would be returning to Celtic Park to speak to the fans? Brendan Rodgers and some of the players will see this as a final opportunity to speak to the fans before the summer, and some of the players may be heading off this summer. So maybe it is the chance for a lot of the players to say their goodbyes. Because let's face it, you're not going to exactly say your goodbyes on the pitch at Hampden if you win or lose the cup, are you? Getting back to Celtic Park, there will be a lot of nervousness going into this summer, with players that we've spoke about before potentially leaving the club. So no matter what happens tomorrow, the stage is set. Kieran Tierney is set to return to Hampden again. One of the last times that Kieran Tierney returned was at Hampden with Celtic. He ended up going to hospital and he ran up the stairs before the game ended so that he could get into the stadium to fight his way through the crowd, get to that staircase, climb up that staircase and grab his winner's medal as Celtic were treble champions. It's set. And that is it. That's all because my head's up my arse now after that. I was going to need to cut this video out. Predicted 11s. Interesting. Do we have a sell-on clause with Josip Juranovic? Because if we do, there is even more money potentially coming to Celtic. I wonder if Celtic have a sell-on clause with Josip Juranovic, who was sold just a few years ago in 2023. He left for Germany. It looks like he could be heading to the UK, with Burnley and Fulham interested in the player. And if there is a sell-on clause, that would be even more money coming to Celtic after he joined Union Berlin just a couple of seasons ago. And you've got to remember, when he left to join Union Berlin, we brought in a little Canadian, and he was sold in the winter transfer window, remember, and we brought in a little Canadian who's been absolutely fantastic. His current contract doesn't run out until 2027, so Union Berlin do not need to sell him, but a deal over 4 million would make sure that I wonder if there is a sell-on clause. That's an even bigger one, even more money. It's not a bigger one, but it's even more money coming to Celtic if that was to happen. Now, why is my screen went dead? As long as OBS is fine. Why is YouTube just died a death? It's still there. I was getting slightly twitchy about the underdog stuff. That's now I was mentioning that. Aberdeen will try and kick us off the park tomorrow. I hope will be either Alistair Johnson or Scales take out the machine before he causes injuries. I don't think that, even if they do try and play hard, it can only play into Celtic's hands, because when you look back at the game just recently up at Pittodrie, I think that the manager will not want will not want Aberdeen players to go kicking Celtic players off the park, because they lost their cool, they lost their footballing brain, they lost the mentality to focus on the job. They just lost the plot, didn't they? I mean, Aberdeen players completely lost the plot and lost all focus and allowed Celtic to run riot over the top of them. I think the manager will want to make sure that they finish the season on a high and try and stop Celtic from playing, but not get sent off. They start kicking players all over the place and it's only going to end up one way. Celtic will just turn the screw and that will be it. Anyway, nothing was disclosed about JJ when he left us. There was add-ons included though. Says McLaughlin P. There will be a sell-on clause. It's the only good thing that Peter Lawwell was good for. Nick says keep calm, Baz. Yep. Celtic will wrap it up before half-time. Do you think they'll wrap it up before half-time tomorrow? I'm not too sure. I mean, when we last played Aberdeen in the Cup, it was 1-1 right up until Tom Rogic masterclass of a goal late on in the game. I mean, the game was going to extra time. Late on in extra time, so we'll wait and see. Anyway, no, I don't think it is. Maybe it is. Let me just. Why is my screen freezing? Let me just do this. And this. Click on live. And this. Channel. No, it's not. No, it's a different channel. You've got a good feeling, Baz. You've got a good feeling? Yeah, if you've got a good feeling about tomorrow, I've got a good feeling about it, but I still think that it's a bit. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what Aberdeen team turn up and how good Celtic get on. As long as Celtic start playing their one-touch pass stuff, the really good football that we play. None of this taking 2 or 3 touches on the ball, and especially on that big pitch at Hampden. Brendan Rodgers will want us to dominate play. Aberdeen are going to force the issue early on. They're not going to sit back, because if they sit back, they're onto a hiding. I think Aberdeen will push us up. They'll defend high up. They'll defend a high line. But then when they go into defensive mode, they'll go into a back 5, and it'll be come and break us down then. Shows how good you are. So anyway. CFC 1888 says, no matter what, I'm getting pished. I think that a lot of people will. Anyway, I'm going to be heading down to Paddy's Point tomorrow. I will be doing a live first thing in the morning, and then an hour and a half before kick-off. A massive shout out to Ian Aberdeen. I need to put this up, don't what image is that? Oh, that's that one with Kieran Tierney. Massive shout out to Ian Aberdeen for this absolutely bonkers super chat of £100. Fair play to him. He's been a fantastic contributor to the channel over the course of the season, and fair play to him. Thank you so much for that. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world. I'm still gobsmacked, and I'm just, there's no words.